Hello, Andrew. I'm going to show you how to use fraction strips to model parts of a whole. And then I'm going to show you how to use them to model more than a whole. So I'm going to use these right here. And I printed these out using a Google document. And I just made a 1-by-1 table. And that's how I created these. And they made them the part that you write on the page long. So if I wanted to make a fraction strip that represents halves, I could just take the fraction strip or fraction bar and fold it in half. And then this line right here, I would count as 0. Don't forget to count your 0. This line where I made the fold would be 1, and this line would be 2. So this is a 2-part fraction strip. If I took one and folded it like the old envelopes, where I made these two corners come together like this. It's kind of tricky. But if you take your time and get it just right, you can make fraction strips that are thirds. So 0, 1 part, I'm just writing right on the fold, 2 parts. And then the last part is 3 parts. Now, if I wanted to shade the fraction 0 halves, I wouldn't shade any of it. If I wanted to shade the part of the fraction strip, let me get a pencil. Sorry, I thought I was ready. Of course, I don't have a pencil. If I wanted to shade the fraction strip 1/2, 1 fraction bar 2, like this, then I would shade 1 part out of the 2 parts. It's important when you shade this that you shade it all the way up to this line right here. So I'm going to start way over on this edge. And I'm going to shade that whole thing. If I wanted to shade a fraction bar 2 halves, then I fold it again in half again. And I'm going to count the parts. 0, 0, 1, 2. If I wanted to do the fraction 2 over 2, then I would shade this whole entire strip, all the way from the left edge to the right edge. Okay? If I wanted to represent the fraction 3 halves, an improper fraction, that's more than a whole. I would represent it with this whole thing, 2 halves. So 0, 1, 2. Move it over to make sure you can see on the camera. 0, 1, 2. And then this would be 0 again. So 2 plus 0 is still 2. Okay, we still have 2 sections shaded. And then 3 sections shaded. So this is 3 parts out of 2. This is like eating a whole pizza and then another half of a pizza, 3 halves. If I wanted to make the fraction 1/3, then I could take my 3 fraction strip here and I could shade one of these parts. If I wanted to make the fraction 2/3, I could shade another one all the way up to the line. If I wanted to make the fraction 0/2, then I could make another half fraction strip. Zero, 1, 2. So I only count to 0. I wouldn't shade any of it. So there's 0/2. There's 1/2. There's 2/2. And if I put these together, we have 0, 1 plus 1, 2, 3. It's easier to count the whole strip first. 0, 1, 2. And then we're still at 2 here because it's 2 plus 0, 3/2. Okay, we can make a 4-part fraction strip by folding it twice, exactly in half both times. Now, if I showed you how to shade 3/4 of one, I'd be giving away the question on the formative exam. So to do the fraction 1/4, I would shade one of these parts, 0, 1, all the way up to this line. To do 2/4, I would shade another part. And you can probably see the pattern, Andrew, because if I go any further, I'll be giving it away. Okay, if I wanted to make a fraction strip for ace, sorry about the camera, I could take the fraction strip and fold it in half, and half, and in half. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8. So I have ace. So if I wanted to shade 3 ace, I could shade all the way up to the line. 1, 2, 3. So that fraction looks like that. 3 ace. Okay, that's almost 10 minutes, so I will stop it now, and in my next video I will do hundreds grids. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you.